Hello, and welcome to the IFL. My name's Eric.
And I'm Sean.
And we're here to recap the 2019 tournament so far.
It's been a great season so far. There have been a lot of great fights.
Yes, some glorious fights. All-time classics have led us to the Final Four. We're talking about Neo versus 11 in The Matrix.
Great fight.
Alien versus Power Rangers in a poorly lit spaceship. Damn that zone coverage. Aslan versus Rancor. And Aslan versus Boba Fett. What do you think of those fights, Sean?
I think everyone knows how I feel about those fights. I'm pissed, you know?
He's pissed.
We've had a long history. The Rancor, Boba Fett, losing in the IFL.
A lot of losing. Yep.
We've had some great...
Losers, you might call them.
Indeed. We've had some great art, though, you know? And I want to bring out a call for more art. Something that does the Rancor justice, you know? Like this.
It's true.
I've also got an ode to the Rancor. I would like to read this for the IFL.
I will use your ode to the Rancor as inspiration for my own original Rancor art.
Excellent.
Yes.
The great beast has fallen again. He entertained those in the Colosseum this year, bringing joy to the crowds, just like old times. He fell heavily against Aslan, as heavily and finally as a giant metal door. It's been a good run, Rancor. We'll see you next year. Let's see it.
To Rancor.
Oh, well, I think all of you at home can do better than this, and better than mine. I'd love to see it. Post it in the IFL group, please.
I certainly hope you try. And Sean, you really shouldn't take it too hard that your boys Boba Fett and Rancor have passed away. A lot of dying has been going on. Most notably, probably this year, is the shocker. The passing of Elsa of Arendelle.
Oh, that was a hard loss this year.
Let's cut to some footage earlier today from her funeral.
Let's cut.
Yes, let's cut. Alright, and here lies Elsa, Queen of Arendelle, first of her name, mother of none, breaker of snowballs. May she rest in peace. Until next year, sweet Elsa. Until next year. No, honey. Shh. Oh. Now, as the nation mourns, we need distraction through games. Games? Games! Like the IFL. Let's discuss that Final Four.
Now, this has been a very exciting season, and I would not have expected these Final Four to make it to this stage of the IFL. But I'm very much looking forward to seeing these fights pan out.
Now, the survivors we have are Agents J and K, Sub-Zero, Neo, and Edward Cullen. Sean, maybe you could walk us through some of the strengths and strengthiers of Agents J and K.
Absolutely, Eric. Now, the votes for J and K certainly have not been sounding like crickets this season. In fact, the duo and their noisy cricket have been making quite a racket. They've blasted their way through some very tough competition this season. I've been very impressed that they've made it this far. Now, they're the last team standing in the IFL this season, and that alone is a very big strength of theirs. Having two is always better than one. Also, have you noticed their hot-ass suits?
Oh, you know I see a suit.
Yeah!
Tough to beat.
Now, strengthiers, these guys are highly trained agents with some of the most impressive weaponry in the entirety of the IFL. And you know what, speaking of weaponry, they have something, the Neuralizer. That thing flashes someone and practically freezes them in place.
Whoa, freezes them in place. Let me stop you right there. It's time to talk about Sub-Zero. Okay, now, when Mortal Kombat came out, you may have played with Sub-Zero, but that loser's dead actually. Okay? He died. Sub-Zero in this tournament is his younger brother from the same mother, who clearly established that he's a stronger fighter than the original Sub-Zero, first by defeating the reincarnated spirit of his older brother as Noob Saibot, and then by defeating his older brother's killer, Scorpion. Okay? If that's not enough to convince you, somewhere around Mortal Kombat 9, Sub-Zero was literally made into an ice god, a god of Netherrealm. Now that sounds pretty sweet, and it is. Finally, he's got a penchant for throwing down an ice clone in front of him and then zipping up behind you and tearing your spine out. So, pretty
Classic
strong
Sub-Zero.
contender for the Final Four, Sub-Zero.
Yeah. I guess moving on, I can talk about Neo, and all I have to say about him is, whoa. We've all been jacked into the system with Neo this year. His unprecedented, non-stop home turf run has been something that I've been very keen to follow. If he can make it all the way through as home turf, I don't know if anyone can stop him.
He's never been defeated at home. All of his losses for the last 10 years, visitor.
That's going to be a big draw coming this Sunday. Some of his strengths are all those guns. He's got loads of them. He's not going to run out of ammunition in his fights. And he's also got that wicked matrix speed. Those are strong. That strength ears, it's definitely that home turf, baby. I have not seen a lucky run like this in the entirety of the IFL. I really am looking forward to that draw on Sunday. Now, Eric, can you give us a little bit on Fast Eddie?
My boy, Fast Eddie, Edward Cullen. You want to talk strength? Let me quote from my own diss track that I recorded earlier. Super scent, super strength, super hot, super speed. That's all you need to win any of these fights. But wait, there's more. He can read your mind. He knows your attacks as you're plotting them. He has the speed, the strength, the skills. He's been honing his skills as an apex predator for over 100 years.
That's true.
I mean, I'm literally just spitting back the hot rhymes from my diss track. Eddie's diss track. The important thing is that they're all true. Edward Cullen has never really gotten the credit that he deserves because he sparkles, I get it.
Yeah.
Glitter on his body. But when you get down to it, he is dangerous. And I'm excited to see him in the Final Four because I can't wait to see where he goes from here.
Same here. This is going to be a great end of the season, and I am really looking forward to this final draw. Well, Eric, I think that about wraps it up for this episode of IFL Tonight. You want to end us on a great note?
Probably. Let's see how many takes this takes. 2. It takes 2 takes to finish an IFL video.
Well, I want to see your Rancor drawings.
And I want to see you vote.
That's going to do it for tonight's episode of the IFL.
Good night.
Until next time, cheers.